the last video of the year here with 2019's best trimmers and what trimmer that you might potentially want to buy. Moving forward into this trimmer shootout, let's get it started. I just want to start by talking about this piece of trash right here. This is best used for certain situations, such as if you went fishing and your worm wasn't sinking to the bottom. I would tie this on the line and it would drag it right down, just like it'll drag your barbering gang. This machine just doesn't stack up to the rest of the machines. It doesn't cut clean, takes forever to turn on. All right, I'm nitpicking here, but the truth is it really doesn't give a clean line. It seems like no matter what I do with this thing, I've adjusted it back and forth, I've used it a lot, and it just really doesn't deserve to be in the conversation. So unless they have a massive flash sale again where they're selling it for like 50 bucks, I would stay away from it. And even at 50 bucks, personally, I would stay away from it. So it just needs work. I mean, it's just not good, and it doesn't really give you the angles to maneuver in here. You have much more maneuverability from some of these other trimmers. So yeah, we're gonna start with the negative on this one. Let's talk about the two budget trimmers that are on the list. Okay, so for 2019's best budget trimmer, it is still gonna go to the Andis Slimline Pro Li. This machine will always have a place on my station. It is just a fantastic machine. Whether you choose to modify it or you don't, personally, I've come to realize that I think it actually cuts better without the modification. And it is just a powerful machine that can really get the job done. And if you are out there and you're wondering if you should be using this maybe as a consumer, maybe you wanted to trim your beard, trim your mustache, or use this at home, a little manscaping, this thing is the machine to do it. I mean, this is a great machine. This will give you 2 hours of runtime, and I think the average consumer who is not a barber doesn't realize how good a machine like this could be for them. You can pick these up. I'll put it in the link in the description down below, but you can pick these up sometimes for around $50. I've even picked them up for as low as $42 here and there. So I'll try to find a good link for you guys and put it down below. You really can't beat this particular one. Secondly, this is the Wahl Retro T-Cut. The name has worn away from use. I've used this extensively, and I could say that it just doesn't stack up to the Slimline Pro Li. It's not as good, but if you wanted a wider blade for some reason, or you wanted to use that classic Wahl blade, of course you get that with this one. And at a discount, this machine can provide some pretty good results. You can get a pretty good cut with it. I've seen that it performs a little bit better with certain hair types, but it doesn't really stack up to some of the best. So if you are actually a barber and you are in the field and you are trying to save time, which we all are because time is money, I would probably stay away from this particular trimmer. So other than that, it's not a bad trimmer by any means. It's got pretty good battery life. It sits in a dock, which is always a plus, and you know, you can attach your Wahl guards to it to do the mustache or to do, you know, whatever else. And you know, other than that, it's an all right machine, but like I said, it doesn't really stack up. So let's move on into my three personal favorites. And well, I'm glad that I waited to do this review because I first want to talk about the detailer. Wahl Detailer Cordless. This is their newest detailer cordless, not the one that's adjustable. It's supposed to be just like the one that came in the box with the cord years ago. It does feel like that, and it has this quality. When you get a hold of one of these, it feels really good. It feels real powerful. It's got a pretty good sound to it. Listen to it. But as I've been using it, I have noticed it's gotten a lot louder and it's starting to cut a lot worse. Now, I have only been using this for about 2 weeks, and I could say that I started out pretty high on it. I thought it was a pretty nice trimmer, and I was all in, ready to say that this one was in either first or second place. Uh-oh, time to wake up. Okay, I've been up, so that was my alarm. It's actually 5 something in the morning, and I'm at the barbershop because this is like literally the only time that I'm gonna get to film today, and I wanna get this out to you before the end of the year. The Wahl Detailer started off really good. I really liked it. I was ready to almost crown it, but that's why I don't do reviews like literally the same day I get them, because you need time, you need to put in work, and I've put in a lot of work with this thing, and I could say it's fairly good. but I'm not ready to name it the best. I think it still needs some work. It is already slowing down. It doesn't cut quite as close as the Babyliss. And you know, there's some shortcomings for sure on this, but on the good side, it does have a dock, which is a huge plus for me. I really love using the dock. I like to be able to just set it there on my station, know it's charged, know that I'm not gonna have problems with it. That's a huge plus. I really, really like that. And you know, I really like using the attachments with it actually. To be honest, my entire barber career, I have ignored these. I've thrown these out the second I get them. I usually would use like trimmer over comb, but lately, as I'm getting older, I'm starting to realize that they do serve a purpose. It's really nice to use the 1.5 over people's eyebrows. These teeth are a little bit smaller. It allows you to lift that hair up pretty good. And it's also pretty nice to use this around the mustache where you always have them few hairs that's like really tough to get to. And of course, you can ask your client to kind of move their mustache around, like look how majestic their mustache could be. But aside from the majestic mustaches, and it's a good trimmer and you won't be disappointed if you choose to get it. However, I don't feel like it is the best. And I think it's worth bringing the conversation for these two. So this is the Gamma Absolute Hitter, okay? And when they first sent me this, the very first time, this was a while ago, and this is not the same one. I didn't think it was terrible, but I really didn't like it. And being that they were so kind to send me one, I didn't want to go out here and, you know, and trash them because I was letting them get some time to get their stuff together. And it seems as though they have. So they sent me a new one. They reached out to me and they said, hey, you know, the first one we sent you, we realized that we found a way to make the blade better, and they did. And when they sent me the new one, it didn't actually have this ceramic blade. I'll get to that in a second. So side by side to the Wahl Detailer, they're very similar. The Wahl Detailer is a lot bigger, a little more cumbersome, and you're gonna get a little less maneuverability, being that they have the cutout and they have the customized face plates. You can have them gold, you can have them a couple different colors, and the blades are nearly the exact same. In fact, this is a Wahl guard clip and it fits perfectly on the Gamma, and it functions pretty good. Now, if you went and you compared these two for power, if you were basing that on noise, you would have to say that the detailers are stronger, and they do feel stronger, and the motor certainly probably is stronger. However, when you actually put them to the test, the results are nearly identical. And when I first got it, it didn't have the ceramic blade on it. I was actually going to tell you guys that the detailer performed a little bit better. And in the course of time, as I've been working on this review and I've been working with this trimmer, they sent me this prototype blade. And once I put it on, I really didn't expect the results to be too much different, but holy crap, does this thing hit. I've passed it around to everybody in the shop. I'm not the only one who feels this way, but this damn ceramic blade made a huge difference. It was very similar to the ceramic blade experience that I had with the fast feeds. The fast feeds were like changed overnight by the fact that I had that ceramic blade. So that's kind of how I feel about this. And you know, Gamma, if you guys are listening, I think that you might want to include this blade in your future products as your very first option. I think if people got this trimmer and out of the box it hit like this, it is really, really a nice trimmer. It's really usable. It's really cool. It also has a dock and it charges with a USB port. So if you didn't have anything else to charge it with, you can just plug your USB port in, which I actually do sometimes. You know, the only real downside I would say, and it's not really a downside, I love how small it is too. It's just got a great feel to it. It's a really nice little trimmer. You won't be disappointed if you choose to get one. But the only thing that I'm gonna nitpick about a little bit is they put this piece of plastic here, obviously to protect the motor and to stop so much hair from getting in there. But of course, hair being hair, it just gets behind that little clip anyways. And maybe if you just made that clip black so we couldn't see the hair behind it, we would feel a little better about it, because I'm always swiping at this thing wanting it to be cleaner, And, you know, short of taking it apart, I just don't want a client to look at it and think that I'm using a dirty tool on them. And I know that this plastic piece is not actually touching the client, but, you know, I'm kind of like anal about making sure my things are clean before I touch the client. And, you know, it just feels like I can't clean this one out that good. You know, so if that little plastic piece was black, I think that would be cool. That would kind of like hide it like most of these other ones do, because obviously there's hair caked in this one. Obviously there's hair caked in every single one of these ones. As long as we're keeping the blades clean and the point of contact where it touches the client clean, we shouldn't have a problem. A lot of people in the shop that I've passed this around to have asked for it back many times, like whenever they were doing a design, like, hey, can I see that again? Because those things were really hitting well. So I can say that Gamma, you've made a huge leap in improvements, and you know, I want to see it keep going. They of course got the button to turn them on. Some people might not like that because when you're holding them like this, you might accidentally turn it off. But I haven't found that to be a problem at all. I'm not concerned about the button. I don't think that's an issue or anything like that. So like I said, I like it, and I like where their head's at with this. So I hope they keep going. And if I could give them any more constructive criticism, it would be that I hope somehow they can find a way to make it cut as close as the Gold FX, which the Gold FX is going to be the next one that I talk about. You know, I gotta eat some crow whenever I talk about this machine, because I hate Babyliss. I have always hated Babyliss. Their company has just bothered me over the years with many problems. Everything I've ever had from them has broken. And, you know, it's just been one of those things where when they made this trimmer, I of course seen all the reviews. I knew it was going to be good. Everybody was talking good about it. I had to get a pair for myself and give it a try. And I'm forced to eat crow because these things are great. I mean, innovative too. The fact that you can zero gap this by just hitting these two screws, they give you this little piece of plastic and you could just move it up and down. That blade can be zero gapped very easy. And once you have these set up to hit well, they just continue to perform and impress. Now, they cut so close that many times you don't even really need to go back with the razor because the amount of hair that you're taking off is minimal. So if you're doing a design on a kid and, you know, the kid doesn't want to sit for that long, it's taking you a while to get through it, you know, I wouldn't hesitate to not shave them, because you're going to have a really clean line, and going back in and cutting the kid potentially because he's moving around is just not worth it. It would be better to leave yourself with a better, you know, result. So that's a big plus. The battery life is amazing. The only thing I really don't like about it is I don't like how huge it is. It's like holding a big flashlight or a mag light flashlight. And, you know, it just, other than that, you know, if a kid's doing the neck thing, it makes it almost impossible to get in there because it's so large. But they've made up for some of that with allowing for this maneuverability with this kind of skeleton head. And, you know, again, hair still does get caked up in here. It's no different than any of the other ones. You can kind of clean it out a little bit, and they got this plastic clip here. But again, you know, keeping it clean at the point of contact is really what's most important. So in any event, you're going to be fine. You're going to be able to clean it. You know, my only knock on this, just a little bit of constructive criticism, is I really don't understand why, but for some clients, when I move up with this, damn near almost snagged the beard hair. For some clients, when I move up with this, like especially under the chin, I've had some snagging and I've had some hairs just get pulled out. I know a lot of friends that I have, a lot of my other friends that have this trimmer have told me that, you know, I'm crazy that never really happens to them. Cody, for one, told me that, you know, he doesn't ever have that issue. I have had that issue multiple times. And also, like, if I choose to move up around the ears like this, they do seem to snag. And I haven't experienced that with the Gamma. I haven't really experienced it too much with the detailer. These seem to cut pretty gentle under the chin. So that would just be one area I would tell you guys to be a little bit careful about if you choose to go with the Babyliss Gold FX, which is going to be my #1 trimmer of 2019, but 2020 is around the corner, and I would really like to see a company come and take them from their high horse, because again, I still don't like Babyliss, and if they didn't produce such a good quality product this particular time. I certainly wouldn't have bought it. I could have done without it, but I'm really actually quite happy that I did buy it. So again, this is my trimmer shootout for 2019's best trimmers. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you got something. The links for most of this stuff will be in the description, and also anything else I use. And anything that you guys buy with those links is gonna help out the channel to grow a little bit at no additional cost to you. So, while I got you though, before I let you go, I wanna let you know, oh, I'm getting rapping. Now I wanna let you know that we've made some changes around the shop. Change number 1. You see me in that picture there? You see that beard? It's gotten a little bigger. Yes, we actually did extend my beard in that picture. Number 2, I want you guys to see my Josh Allen jersey, number 17 from Wyoming, signed. But I hope I'm not wrong, but it really feels to me like the Bills are going to the Super Bowl, and who is gonna stop them? Leave it in the comments down below. I apologize for not posting a video sooner and not getting something out to you guys. I have been going crazy with work. It's been super, super busy here, and I've been super busy with my freelance film work. So I just want to thank you guys for hanging in there and, you know, dealing with that little time lapse. But I promise you guys, I'm gonna start getting you guys some more regular uploads soon. We're gonna make some changes on this channel, and I'm excited for it. So I'll see you guys in another video. I'm out.